Welcome to Mr. P's Mathland Online. This video is going to help us practice comparing decimals. Bigger, smaller, same. Greater, lesser, equal. When we're comparing numbers, we're looking to see if one's larger or smaller than the other, or even if they are equal. The common language that we use is greater than, less than, or equal to. And our buddy Inequality Eddie always likes to eat the greater amount if we have to rate an inequality statement. To help us to see if a number is bigger than another number, we like to stack them by their place values. That way we can investigate the numbers close together and we can investigate them by their place values. Now I see that our two numbers have different size parts. This one has thousandths and this one ends at tenths. So to investigate same-size parts, we are going to make an equivalent decimal by adding two zeros. We go from 6 and 2/10 to 6 and 200 thousandths. Same value, different size parts. We just decomposed or broke apart the 2/10 into 200 thousandths so that we have the same parts. Now when we read them, 6 and 99 thousandths and 6 and 200 thousandths, we can tell that 99 parts is less than 200 parts, as long as they're the same size parts, thousandths and thousandths. That way, when we write our inequality, we can think about which one is greater than, less than, or equal to. And we know that 6 and 2/10 is going to be greater than 6 and 99 thousandths. But on our inequality, we read it as 6 and 99 thousandths is less than 6 and 2/10. Inequality Eddie always likes to eat the bigger parts. Sometimes he says greater than, sometimes he says less than, depending on the size he's facing. Let's practice. Pause the video and stack them, compare them, and write an inequality statement. All right, let's see how you did. First things first, let's stack and compare. Investigate our numbers. 8 and 1/10 compared to 8 and 99 thousandths. We want to make them the same size parts, so we're comparing the same size parts. And now we think to ourselves, 8 and 100 thousandths or 8 and 99 thousandths. Well, 99 thousandths is less than 100 thousandths. So when we write our inequality statement, 8 and 1/10, and 8 and 99 thousandths, we know that this one is greater and that one is less. So we just have to be careful when we write the inequality statement to make sure Eddie is eating the larger amount. And then we have to be careful reading it, that we read it the right way. 8 and 1/10 is greater than 8 and 99 thousandths. Number 2, try it out. All right, let's see how you did. Stack to compare and investigate our numbers. I can see both of these are the same size parts. They both end in the thousandths. Both has 71 wholes. So we're just going to be comparing our two decimals. 327 thousandths compared to 289 thousandths. This is going to be greater and this is going to be less. So in our inequality, 71 and 327 thousandths compared to 71 and 289 thousandths, we know that this is going to be greater than symbol. And Eddie is shown to be eating the greater amount. Practice problem number 3. Give it a try. Pause and unpause when you're ready. Let's see how you did. Stack to investigate, showing our math work. We can see that we have two different size parts. I have hundredths and thousandths. So we're going to decompose our hundredths into thousandths, and I went from 7 hundredths to 70 thousandths. And now that I can see that they're the same size parts, 70 thousandths is going to be greater than 9 thousandths. So when we write our inequality statement, we know which side to feed Eddie. He's going to eat the 7 hundredths. And be sure to read it correctly. 7 hundredths is greater than 9 thousandths. If you have any questions in Mathland, please ask your teacher. I hope this practice video has helped your brain expand and grow in Mathland. Have a wonderful day. Continue on. And right now I'm going to count down from 5, 4,